Greetings. My name is Samyak Goel, and I am a pre-final year computer science engineering student at the LNM Institute of Information Technology. I will be presenting the project that was done by me and my classmates Dushan Gupta and Vatsal Mishra under our supervisor, Dr. Animesh Chaturvedi. Our project is stock market price prediction using LSTM. The first question is, why do we need such a model? So, stock market is basically a place where people buy or sell shares of publicly listed companies. If we can somewhat predict the upcoming price for a stock based on the previous prices, it could prove to be a boon in the sector of the stock market. So that's why this project can prove to be beneficial. Let's start with the project introduction. So that this project aims to build a machine learning model using LSTM concept of RNN to predict the opening price for the Google stock for upcoming days based on the previous 90 days data for each day. The next question is, why do you use LSTM? Since this is a sequence problem, that means its output depends on current input as well as the previous output. So we cannot use traditional neural network here because they cannot capture such relationships. So there comes the RNN or the recurrent neural network. The concept of RNN uses the previous output as the input of current network. The concept of RNN is great, but it is having a practical problem of vanishing gradient. So, the vanishing gradient is the phenomena due to which the output is not related to far previous inputs. That is, the long dependency is vanishing. One of the solutions for this is to change the activation functions, but it can somewhat alleviate the problem but not eliminate it. It may also affect the learning performance. So then comes our savior, the LSTM or the long short term memory. The key insight of LSTM is that it builds a direct path from previous inputs to the current output. It does so with the help of hidden states. The input gates control what is kept for the previous state, kept from the previous states. Forget gates control what is added to the hidden state. Output gates control what is reported as output. With the help of these gates, selective read, selective forget, and selective write are implemented. Now, coming to the working of dataset, working dataset. So this was the dataset. The dataset was imported from Yahoo Finance. The dataset was from 20th August 2004 to 31st December 2020. And also the dataset used was of Google stock. And these were the parameters used. First of all, there was date, the date of the instance of the stock, open, the opening price for the stock, high, the highest price achieved by the stock, and low for the lowest price achieved by the stock, close, the closing price, volume of the stock. Now coming to the code and model. First of all, the libraries that were necessary such as NumPy for array manipulation and pandas for mathematical manipulation and matplotlib.pyplot to plot the graph were imported. Then the dataset was loaded, split it into training and test set. The columns that were not needed were dropped. Then feature scaling was done to normalize the range of independent variables. Then the data with timestamps were created because our model is trained on the previous 90 days data to predict the stock price for the upcoming day. Now building the LSTM model. First of all, the sequential model was imported from TensorFlow.keras because LSTM is a sequential model and we need to combine our layers in a sequential order. Then the LSTM and dense layers were imported from TensorFlow.keras because the LSTM layers provide the basic block for the LSTM model and the dense layer is used at the end to aggregate the result of previous layers. The dropout rate is also imported to avoid the case of overfitting. Now implementing the model, first of all the sequential model was defined. Uh, the 4 LSTM layers were added and the different units are added to vary the layers. The activation function chosen was the ReLU because it provided the best result. Also the dropout is added as discussed to avoid overfitting. Then the dense layers were added. At the last, At last, model was compiled using Adam optimizer, provided best result, and the loss was calculated as mean squared error because it also provides the best result. Then a dataset was fit into the model, and the model was trained for 11 epochs with batch size 32. The number of epochs can be increased for a better model, but it comes at the cost of more training time. Then preparing the dataset, test dataset. Here is the code you can see for preparing the test dataset. Then graph was plotted to visualize the accuracy of the model. Here in the graph, you can see the black line depicts the actual cost and the green line depicts the predicted cost of the stock. This was the code for plotting the graph. Now, the then the error was calculated through averaging the difference between predicted and actual values. And the last step was to plot the graph of error percentage for better visualization. I'll be showing you the graph shortly. So these are the graphs. The first one you can see the actual and predicted values of the stock price, and the second one is the error percentage. Now the accuracy. This model without any observation underfitting, overfitting gives us only 6.59% averaging error rate or 93.41% accuracy result. Now for future works, different neural network methods like memory network can be used, and then results can be compared, or different stocks from different sectors can also be compared for better results. That's it from our side. Hope you enjoyed the presentation. Thank you.